What's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday. It's hump day. That's what we doing. Uh, I, I'm not gonna come on here now and just, you know, hammer on somebody or bash somebody or. I'm not gonna. I want to make this video, and I don't want to call it. Uh, I don't want to call it the facts of this whole incident or whatever you want to call it. But what's going on now? I don't want to call it the facts because let's face it, nobody out here knows what the fucking truth is except for Stuart. Nobody in this fucking community knows what the facts are except for Stuart. So I just want to talk. I keep saying it over and over and over, and that's fine because some people out here are delusional, brainwashed, even, possibly, or they're just so fucking torn up about it that they just don't know what fucking way to go, but they'd rather, they don't care if it's made up or not. They don't care if it's just a bunch of fucking lies. But goddamn, I don't even know how I want to fucking put this out. I'm struggling. I am fucking struggling. But I'm gonna say it again, and we'll go back to this. Okay, the fucking 16-year-old, that shit's on fucking file. That shit's out there. All right, there's something to that. Something happened. Nobody's fucking denying that. Nobody, Stewart included. Now, were the facts twisted, or the whole fucking situation twisted and made the sound a lot worse than it was? Possibly. But Stewart came out, and like I said, I got respect for him. It took a lot of balls to get on here and fucking put that out there, try and explain yourself. Because most people would go and fucking hide. They'd just fucking disappear. Seriously, they would. But it's something he can't change. And he's already been there, and he's already dealt with that. That's already happened. It went where it went. It didn't go where it didn't go. And it's fucking over with. Nothing else. He wasn't convicted of anything. He's not a sex offender. Nothing. It's over with. He's already been dragged through hell for that. Already. And now he's got to sit here and do this shit again. He's got to sit here and do this. So, let's just entertain the fact that, and most people out here fucking agree with this, that was a fucking situation that he got tied up in, and he was the one that was fucking extorted. Now, that's what I get out of it. That's what I get out of that situation. He was the one fucking extorted out of that. Not the other way around, not the way it shows. But there ain't a fucking thing he can do about it. That happened. There ain't nothing he can do about it. But now he has to sit here because some motherfuckers go in there and dig that shit up. And he has to fucking go over it again. Go through it again. Relive all this fucking shit. When that could have been any fucking body out here. Anybody could have done with that. Okay? Now, we can put that shit aside, okay? You can overlook that and say, okay, well, That happened. What about this? Now everybody's bringing up what happens with this 8-year-old and this phone call with this woman, his ex, in air quotation marks, because it ain't no secret. I still think that's a fake fucking phone call. I think it's all fake. But you bring that up, and then now, to me, looking at that situation is okay. If you're in a position where you're gonna make this shit up, you're gonna fucking destroy this motherfucker. You know, if you bring this out, he can come back and fucking explain it. But this is what we'll do. We'll come in here and we'll do this fucking phone call. We'll contact some people and we'll make it look like, he done that. So now absolutely people are gonna believe, well, since he already had this other shit, they'll definitely believe what we say about this. That's what I look at. That's the way I look at it. And I can tell you something about that first video I made about it. My first thoughts or whatever it was. I did like most people did. Well, I ain't gonna say most people, but some people. Your first fucking instinct when you hear something like that is to separate yourself from them. You as a man, I mean, you gonna fucking put some distance between you and it. So I spoke on it, and I left myself an out, and I said that in my video, that there's some truth in there. There's some truth into it, and I was right. There is. Because that shit's really in his jacket, and something happened. Something happened. Now, whether it was truth or lied or made up, about the details surrounding that incident, that don't matter. It is what it is. It's done. It's over with. But I made that video, and then it was later on when I seen the live feed that Narc did with this phone call, with this female voice. And after this, I went to bed, and I got up the next morning. And like I said, you don't want shit to fucking consume you, or you just be so wrapped up in it, but it just bothered me so fucking much the next morning that I had to fucking speak on it. I had to say what I thought. And that was what I thought. That was what I thought about it. And that's the direction I went. And the more I started thinking, the more I started looking into this shit, it made fucking sense to me that what I was thinking was fucking right. That something is not right with all this shit that's being said. And like I said before, this shit about this fucking open investigation. So this complete stranger, which will, Hensley, is gonna contact somebody on Facebook, then reach out to them, call them, get the number, call this person, or she called him, or whatever the fuck it was. And this lady says that, oh, by the way, we have this other situation going on with my 8-year-old daughter, which is now 18, or when she was 8, that Stuart molested her or did whatever to her. So now we've sent this information to the detective's office, and this is where we're at with this. And here's the detective's name, and here's the detective's number. Just openly just hand him all of this shit. And you all heard that shit. Hensley identified himself as somebody that wanted to expose Stuart on YouTube. So everybody knows that a fucking active investigation, You're not allowed to speak on that shit. You're not going to, especially with a complete stranger, because you jeopardize all of this shit. You risk throwing all of this shit away that you're trying to do, that you want justice to be brought to your child, to what happened to your child. You want this done. You're not gonna go up there and fucking just talk about this with a complete stranger on the fucking phone. You're not going to. That's fishy to me. That makes absolutely no sense why that would happen. Now, I'm not. Anything can happen, and it could very well be that way, but that's not the way I look at it. It's just not the way I look at it. Alright, which brings me to what I'm fixing to say now. Now, we seen the video that Stewart put up where he talked about this stuff. He told you he had nothing to hide. Absolutely nothing. He's the one talked about all this stuff. That's how they found out about it. He's the one talked about his military background. That's how people knew about it. But what he also said was, if you've got his number, call him. He'll tell you. He'll tell you. He said that. That's what Stewart said. Now, I don't think personally he should be getting a bunch of fucking phone calls asking him a bunch of questions, because he shouldn't have to be going through this. That's just how I feel about it. But some calls were made and talked to Stewart about this. And guess what got brought up? A question got brought up, and they asked Stewart about the detective in this other case that's going on, supposedly, and his phone number. Now, I'm going to tell you what Stewart's reply was. You don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about. You ain't heard nothing about no detective, about no fucking detective's phone number, or no fucking case. No investigation, no nothing. You don't have a fucking clue. People. Y'all gotta see this shit. Y'all gotta see it. You got to. Start asking the right fucking questions. Start asking the right questions. Start getting the right fucking answers. You got to. You got to. If not, this shit's just gonna keep happening. If Stewart goes away forever, you never see him again. If Coach goes away forever and you never see him again, and people are allowed to keep doing this, it's gonna be somebody else. It might be me. It might be me. I might be the next one that fucking bunch of false shit comes up, and then I got to fucking defend myself and try and, whatever, or I fucking go away. And guess what? They'll move on to another one. It can't go down like that. It can't. It just can't. Open your eyes. Just open your fucking eyes. Ask the right fucking questions. Get the right fucking answers. And go with your gut. Go with your fucking gut. If it don't feel right, I can bet you most of the fucking time it's not right. But anyway, I'm going to get on down the road, and hey, everybody, y'all be safe out there and keep it between the ditches.